So often we are losing people for no reason, and so often people are put into a circumstance where they're watching somebody they care for die an unnecessary death because they don't have the tools they need to respond. And that is really unconscionable, and it's fixable. Faith in Public Life understands harm reduction on a systemic level and works to tie its issues to larger issues about the way that harm reduction impacts immigration policy, police accountability, how harm reduction applies to LGBTQ people. But here, Faith Communities, we've been doing this tour called Naloxone Saves. Naloxone Saves is a Christian worship service that celebrates the power of resurrection by training people how to recognize and respond to an opiate overdose, and also distributing naloxone to the community free of charge, no questions asked. We bless the kits, and we bless those who will use them and those who will be in need of them. And then afterwards, people are invited to come forward, sort of in the same style of communion, and they get to come and pick up as many kits as they need. One of the biggest things that's going wrong in the state of Ohio, and I think across the nation, is that we're continuing to prioritize the stories of white suburban youth that have been lost, when we know, and in the state of Ohio, that the highest increase of overdose death rate in the state are among Black men and in communities of color. And those communities are still being neglected, just as they always have been. For me, administering naloxone is an act of resurrection. When you walk away with a naloxone kit, you walk away with the ability to save somebody's life, somebody that you love. And that's a powerful thing for people. You know, I've met several folks on the tour who have been revived by naloxone and haven't felt like they could share that, and have been able to come and say, you know, I get to be a mother to my kids because somebody cared enough to administer this medication and had it on hand. Naloxone helps to resurrect people, and it also helps to resurrect communities. When you give somebody naloxone, you're giving them hope.